Hello, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we will be talking about how to use a Switch Homebrew without being banned. Before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We are all probably aware of the popularity of gaming consoles. The Switch the title refers to here is the Nintendo Switch, the popular gaming console that's produced by Nintendo. Homebrew is a method of jailbreaking the Switch, which then allows you to use the console however you like and install whatever games and software you would like on the device as well. Jailbreaking is a popular thing to do to consoles for the user, but it isn't very popular with the console maker, in this case Nintendo. So, is there any way to use a homebrew and jailbreak your console without getting your Switch banned? Unfortunately, as of right now, there is no way to use homebrew on your Nintendo Switch without risking being banned. Some people have reported that if they don't use their Switch online, then it won't be banned. But if you aren't using your Switch online, then even if it is banned, it wouldn't matter anyway, as the console ban only keeps you from going online. If you use homebrew on your Switch, it is only a matter of time until you get caught and banned by Nintendo. Before we dive into learning more about homebrew and exactly what it does, we need to understand a term, jailbreaking. You might have come across the term before, but don't know exactly what it means. So what is jailbreaking? Does it mean to break out of jail? Since it has the word jail in it, is it a legal thing to do? Here's a quick introduction as to what jailbreaking actually is. Jailbreaking. Jailbreaking is simply a term used in connection with locked down devices. For the sake of safety, your iPhone, Nintendo Switch, or other devices may not allow you to install apps, games, or software from unknown sources. Jailbreaking simply refers to installing software that will allow the user to take the risk and install these unapproved apps on these locked devices. With jailbreaking, you can also customize the apps and use them in a variety of different ways that were not intended by the original developers. The term jailbreak just describes the act of disabling the restrictions on usage of the software that's installed on a device. But is it legal? Yes, it is. Will you get in any trouble? No, not necessarily. So why would you want to jailbreak the software on your device anyway? The main answer is simply jailbreaking gives you control. You have more control in the sense that you get the rights of an administrator on your device. You can customize the software according to your likes and use it for purposes that it wasn't originally intended for, but that you want to do. You can also tweak certain parts of the interface as well. Overall, some users find it fun to jailbreak and take complete control of their devices. They like having the option to explore the infinite possibilities that lie ahead when jailbreaking. Although jailbreaking isn't illegal, as mentioned earlier, it is not recommended due to the risks that it sometimes carries. Jailbreaking will always cancel the warranty on your device. Thus, if something goes wrong, you cannot expect a replacement from Nintendo if you jailbreak your Switch. Also, by jailbreaking, you are going against the terms and conditions of Nintendo that you agreed to when signing up for their online network. Thus, a jailbroken device will normally be banned from using the Nintendo network since you violated their terms and conditions. A quick physical inspection of the software will normally give away that the device has been jailbroken, so you will not be able to receive any service. The biggest risk with jailbreaking is that there's no guarantee that it will even work. The success of the process varies from device to device, and once your device is jailbroken, it is more susceptible to hackers and getting viruses and malware, if you make a mistake and download some bad software. Now that we know a little bit about what jailbreaking is, let us move on to Homebrew. So what is Homebrew? Homebrew Launcher is the most frequently used method to jailbreak a Nintendo Switch. A group of hackers released the Homebrew Launcher in 2017 at the Chaos Communication Congress that was held in Germany. If you have read all the risks and still want to try, we would recommend you not to try to jailbreak your regular Nintendo Switch. There are a variety of inexpensive dedicated homebrew switches that are available for this purpose that you can purchase. You can purchase any one of those and then try and jailbreak them. To use Homebrew, you really only need 3 things: the Nintendo Switch, a laptop, and a microSD card. To install Homebrew, just go through the steps listed next. You need to get the latest version of NX-HBMenu downloaded from GitHub. Copy the hbmenu.nro and paste it in the root menu of the microSD card. You will then want to insert the microSD card into the Switch. Next, go to the connection settings. Here, the DNS server has to be manually configured. You'll receive a prompt and enter the DNS 104.236.106.125. Next, perform a connection test, and then install Homebrew. Restart your Switch, run a connection test again, and then click on Run. If your screen displays 2000-1337, you have successfully installed Homebrew Launcher. You can now access the Homebrew games and applications from the album icon on the home menu. Now to installing Homebrew games and applications. The jailbreaking scene for the Nintendo is quite recent compared to iOS on Apple. Therefore, currently, you may find just a handful of Homebrew apps and games available for download. To browse the collection of Homebrew apps and games, visit the Switch Brew website. To install these games, download the game files, transfer them to the microSD card in the Switch directory. Now, just pop it into the Switch again. Some apps even allow you to stream games from your PC to the jailbroken Switch. Sometimes the console may become unresponsive while Homebrew games and apps are used. But this can usually be resolved by force restarting your Nintendo Switch. It is important to remember that if you are downloading real games that you did not pay for, then that is piracy and it is not legal. Jailbreaking your console is not illegal, but if you download games that you have not purchased that are not free games, then that is considered piracy. Will Nintendo impose a ban on jailbroken devices? Since 2018, Nintendo has banned devices that were found to be hacking the Switch. Jailbreaking compromises the security of the device and gives way to pirated copies of games. Even though you may not be involved in piracy, if Nintendo can detect a hacked Switch at all, it will most likely impose a ban on that console immediately. Therefore, if you are playing using a Homebrew Switch, it is wise to not even try and go online. For many people, the possibilities you have with the Homebrew Switch are much more than what the online mode offers. Thus, you should just try and stay safe from bans and focus on remaining undetected. Of course, a ban will just keep you from going online anyway, so if you don't go online with your Homebrew Switch, there won't be much difference between that and being banned at all. In conclusion, using Homebrew may not necessarily lead to a ban on your Switch if you don't go online. However, it does carry several risks. Since it involves non-compliance with the agreed terms and conditions, you do lose all rights to get your device serviced should anything go wrong. Also, you might compromise on the security of your device. So, many experts advise using 2 switches, one legit switch and another dedicated Homebrew Switch. It is a good idea to never go online using your Homebrew Switch, as this will minimize the risk of you possibly getting a ban. Since Nintendo is actively banning people who hack or jailbreak their Switches, if you are caught, it's a good bet that you'll end up with a banned Switch. And once your Switch is banned, you will not be able to use it to access online content, multiplayer, etc. Basically, you will have to decide if you want to have Homebrew on your Nintendo Switch, or if you prefer to access the online content and games. If you prefer the online things, then don't install Homebrew, as you will likely be banned. However, if you prefer the benefits of jailbreaking and don't do anything online anyway, then Homebrew should be fine for you to install, as long as you are careful to not download or install something that allows your console to be hacked, or don't do anything illegal, such as piracy. This has been Matt from RetroOnly.com. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.